Welcome to BSc Statistics students. Now in this lesson, I discuss one of the very important theorem, the fundamental theorem of duality. So in which the importance of this particular theorem is nothing but it leads the entire explaining the problems or doing all the problems in the dual linear programming problem. That is, if you consider a primal and if you solve convert into dual and if you solve the dual and you can give the primal solution based on this particular theorem only. So this theorem is crucial to the entire dual linear programming problem. So therefore, what is the statement of fundamental theorem of duality? So fundamental theorem of duality states if primal LPP has finite optimum solution, then dual LPP also has finite optimum solution, vice versa. That is, if dual LPP has finite optimum solution, then primal also has finite optimum solution. So therefore, and also the objective function of the primal and dual are equal. That is, the value of the objective function, in the sense to speak clearly, the value of the objective function of primal and dual are equal. So this is what the statement. Two particular points. This is what the statement. And now if you, for this you have to consider one primal LPP, one dual LPP. For that primal, dual LPP. So I consider one of the primal linear programming problem. This is what the primal LPP I am considering. Primal linear programming problem I consider. Maximize Zx is equal to Cx and subject to, which means subject to the constraints. What I write? Subject to the constraints. Ax is less than or equal to b and x greater than or equal to 0. This is what the primal LPP if I consider. Then consider the dual of this primal, which means the dual LPP, dual linear programming problem of this particular primal. If you consider this, which becomes minimized, maximization. So hence minimization, Z omega is equal to B transport omega and subject to the constraints, A transport omega, it is greater than or equal to C transport and non-negative restrictions, omega is greater than or equal to 0. This is what the problem of the primal LPP and the dual linear programming problem I have considered. Now for this, what I consider for the primal LPP, I consider optimum solution. What is the optimum solution of the primal linear programming problem? So two particular points we are specifying that. So one, the value of x, another one the z value of z. That is what we are specifying in the optimum solution. So at the end of the, for example, if all zj minus cj are greater than or equal to 0, optimum solution exists, in which we calculate z, the value of z, and also we find out the values of x, x1, x2 or x3, what it may be in the original linear programming problem. So therefore I consider in the matrix form, that is theoretically we are discussing now, in the matrix form it is going to be considered as xb, x the value in the basis. Of course there all the variables which are discovered, that is which are find out the values of x which will be in the basis, absolutely. It is going to be calculated through the formula of zx, z is equal to cbxb, in which xb I am considering. That is also the formula of the b inverse b, the same formula. So what is b inverse? The unit matrix, the basis matrix, inverse, same, multiplied by b, the right hand side constant matrix. That is what is going to be considered in the particular format. So now that I consider the value of z. What is the value of z? How do you calculate? Z is equal to cb into xb, or cx first of all, which I write the formula, and then I come and consider only the values of x in the basis. Similarly cb xb. What is xb? B inverse b. So it is nothing but cb b inverse b. cb b inverse b. What is the value of this? Zx. So Zx value is cb b inverse b. xb is equal to b inverse b. These are the two formulas I have given to you. So based on the formulas we calculate we calculate the remaining theorem, we prove the remaining theorem. So now you see, observe here, similarly I ask one particular point. For this point of time, I ask one particular point. If xb is the solution, b inverse b, then what is the primal solution, x. Then what is the solution of omega, that is in the dual linear programming problem, the solution of the dual omega b. What is omega b? What would be omega b is equal to, if you identify it in the matrix form, then you can easily do this particular theorem, nothing difficulty. So because if you see here, xb is equal to b inverse b, here also b same, so b inverse, okay, and b is right hand side constant, and here right hand side constant is C transport, so you can write C transport or you can write CB transport, whichever you get in that theorem, I write that particular, whether C transport or CB transport, which is in the basis only we are considering, that is what our requirement. Whichever the solution we consider in the basis, that's all. So you keep in this particular formula in your mind, and so that I recollect that particular formula, definitely we will get in the formula in this kind of format, the formula going to be obtained, and so that the theorem will be proved, right? So for this, after considering xb, after considering z, that is z is equal to cb, b inverse cb, b inverse b, keep the formulas here in your mind, and then I consider now what is the beauty of this particular theorem is, now I consider optimality condition. What is the optimality condition for a primal linear programming problem? It is net evaluations. If all net evaluations are greater than or equal to 0, optimality condition exists, optimal solution exists. What is the net evaluation formula? Zj minus Cj, Cb yj minus Cj. If we consider net evaluations are greater than or equal to 0, and now I prove it. Now I prove that from the optimality condition of primal LPP, the constraints and non-negative restrictions of dual LPP exist. That is the beauty. If you consider the optimality condition of primal linear programming problem, you can we can derive from that condition. We can derive the non-negative restrictions and the constraints. Constraints and non-negative restrictions of dual LPP exist from that condition. If you prove that basic feasible solution exists, then we have to calculate only that optimality condition. That we prove later, right? So now first of all, I am considering that. What I am considering apart from this, I consider Zj minus Cj greater than or equal to 0. That is the condition for optimality of primal linear programming problem. What is that? Zj minus Cj, which is greater than or equal to 0. Which implies, what is Zj minus Cj formula? It is Cb yj minus Cj. Yj minus Cj is greater than or equal to 0. Okay? So now I convert everything in terms of the matrix form only. What is the formula of yb? Yj. What is the formula of yj? That is only the factor you must know. That is formula is b inverse a. Like b inverse b, it is a formula of initial solution. It is nothing but b inverse a. If you calculate b inverse a, you will get all the values of y. That is what the another particular formula it is required to know. Minus c, it is greater than or equal to 0. So Cb b inverse a minus c is greater than or equal to 0. Now this is what the condition for optimality of the primal linear programming problem. But now I divide into two particular vectors separately. One, the vectors which are in the basis matrix. Another one, the vectors which are not in the basis matrix. I consider this particular formula for two particular separate vectors. One vectors of basis matrix, another one vectors of non-basis. For basis matrix, the vector when I am considering, I divide the formula into two particular formats. Cb b inverse a minus c, which is as usual same for non-basis matrix. Remaining all we have the cost, and for basis matrix cost at 0, and a will be identity matrix I. A will be in two particular parts, Cb b inverse, I write a small letter b. a B inverse I minus 0, it is greater than equal to 0. You see here in the matrix A, we have vectors like this, 1, 3, 4, 5, 1, 0, 0, 1. You see, these are the matrix which are in the identity matrix. If you divide, this is A and this is I am dividing. The I which consists of only the basis matrix, that is the unit matrix. And remaining for those vectors, the costs are 0. You see, cost. A is divided into two particular parts, A and I. For A, I am considering this is the format. CB B inverse A minus C is greater than equal to 0. Same as it is. For the vectors of non-basis matrix. For all vectors, this not only in order, it may have, for example, it is some other value here 5 and 6. So then this is the only basis matrix. These two are y1, y2 and y5, which are in the non-basis. For those vectors, this is the formula. CB B inverse A minus C is greater than equal to 0. For vectors which are in the identity matrix, this is the formula. CB B inverse I minus, for the unit matrix and identity matrix, cost becomes 0. That is minus 0 is greater than equal to 0. 0 is matrix, 0 is also matrix. Both are matrices. Here C is matrix greater than equal to 0. 0 is also matrix. 0 matrix. Right? So therefore, now you see here, this is, hope you understand well, CB B inverse A, it is greater than equal to C. I am taking this particular C, the matrix right hand side. And for which, CB I write here AND. And CB B inverse, if you multiply with any matrix with unit matrix, that is, you will get the same matrix. So CB B inverse, if you multiply with the identity matrix, then you will get CB B inverse. So and if you take this particular 0 right hand side, and it will be greater than equal to 0. 0 means not a 0 value, it's a matrix. So therefore CB B inverse is greater than equal to 0, it's a matrix. Now you recollect. Just now, previous to this, I have given some particular definition that if the solution of XB is equal to B inverse B, I write it again. If solution of XB is equal to B inverse B, I write here. XB is equal to B inverse B, then what is the solution of omega? Solution of primal is XB is equal to B inverse B, then solution of dual, it becomes B inverse CB transport. B inverse CB transport. Okay, B inverse CB transport. I am writing CB. Okay, because here you see how CB, therefore I am writing CB there. CB, you know CB. CB is nothing but cost in the basis. Cost of the vectors in the basis matrix. Right? Therefore, C or CB is not the matter where exactly you calculate all the vectors, that is the cost of the matrix is going to be considered for the basis matrix only. Remaining for all the vectors, the cost will be outside only, which are not in the use. Just of not calculating this, of course, not in the use in the sense that ZJ minus C is greater than equal to 0, for which you consider only in the basis matrix. Remaining for all ZJ minus C, you have to calculate, you have to consider the cost. Okay, leave it and come here. So omega B is equal to B inverse C transport. B inverse C transport is what? So you see here CB B inverse. So therefore you consider the transport of this particular all the two particular formats, this one and this one. Consider transport. What is that? What it becomes? So if you consider the transport, CB B inverse A whole transport is greater than equal to C transport, and CB B inverse whole transport is greater than equal to 0. So now if I consider, hope you have understand this, then what I do here. So now you do the transport A, B, C whole transport, C transport, B transport, A transport, which means first of all A transport, which implies A transport, B inverse transport is again B inverse, and C multiplied by CB transport. A transport, B inverse transport, CB transport, that is what here, greater than equal to C transport. Okay, and now come over the second one, and the second one, B inverse transport, it is B inverse, and CB transport, it is greater than equal to 0. Now you substitute this value here. Omega B is equal to B inverse CB transport. Here B inverse CB transport. Here also B inverse CB transport. So therefore, this is nothing but A transport multiplied B inverse CB transport. It is omega B. It is greater than or equal to C transport, and B inverse CB transport. It is omega B. It is omega B is also greater than or equal to 0. What is this and what is this? You refer this particular dual LPAP. In the dual LPAP, A transport omega B is greater than or equal to C transport, which is nothing but constraints of dual linear programming problem. Omega B is greater than or equal to 0. That is omega greater than or equal to 0. This is nothing but non-negative restrictions of the dual linear programming problem. So therefore, you see, this is what I told earlier, that so if we consider the optimality of the primal linear programming problem, optimality condition of the primal LPP, that is net evaluations which are greater than or equal to 0, whenever in a particular table net evaluations are greater than or equal to 0 for a primal linear programming problem, then from that it provides the non-negative restrictions and constraints of the dual linear programming problem, that is these two, which means it is a feasible solution. What is a feasible solution? Omega B. Therefore, omega B, hope you understand, therefore omega B is a feasible solution. Omega B is a feasible solution. So then what you have to prove now? It is a feasible solution. Okay. So now what you have to prove it? We have to prove that it provides optimality. Basic feasible solution. It provides optimality. If it provides optimality, that is, it provides maximum value, minimum value, maximize or minimize the objective function, then it gives the optimum. It is nothing but it provides optimum basic feasible solution. That is, now we have just up to that we have proved that if primal LPP has finite solution, finite solution, then dual also has finite solution, in the sense that it is a feasibility, it satisfies non-negative restriction, it satisfies the constraints and non-negative restrictions, therefore it is a feasible solution. Now we have to prove the optimality condition. So now I am coming to the towards optimality, to proving the optimality, for which I am considering in reverse. I am coming back. So I consider minimized value, that is the dual value, and I prove that it is a primal. It is equal to the primal value of the primal objective function, right? So therefore, now I stop here. It is just now I have proved that it is a feasible solution. Dual also has a feasible solution. Now I consider the part of the proof for the value of the objective function. That is, I consider minimum of z omega is equivalent to b. I consider minimum of z omega is equal to b transport omega. This is the formula. Now I change this particular formula as b transport omega b transport. I consider only the solution in the basis, because just now I have proved that it is a feasible solution omega b. Because we have considered only in the solution in the basis. So therefore there is no need to, no wrong in it to consider in the basis, the solution in the basis. Remaining all other values are 0. Only the basis value will be produced at the optimum solution. So therefore I consider omega b transport. Now I take the reverse of this particular value, not transport, omega b transport omega b. Now I consider it as omega b transport b. So you see here b transport omega, in the place of omega I have considered omega b. And thereafter I am considering the same value, because it is a scalar. I am considering omega b transport b. I tell you an example. You see here 3, 4 multiplied by x1, x2. What is the value? 3x1 plus 4x2. If I consider x1, x2 and 3, 4, is it wrong? 3 into x1 plus 4 into x2 is again 3x1 plus 4x2. Am I right? So this is what the first value b transport omega, and this is what the second value omega b transport b. So I am considering, instead of this I am considering omega b transport b. That is only the one manipulation I did, right? Hope you understand. This is what one such consideration to prove the theorem. That's all. Nothing else. Both are correct values. Omega b transport b. So now you see here, what is omega b transport? What is omega b? What is omega b? Just you can see. you recollect, whenever you don't know, you recollect xb. xb is equal to b inverse b. Now what is omega b? Omega b is equal to b inverse c transport, that is cb transport. B inverse C transport, that is I am writing CB transport because it is a omega B, right? Similarly, now if you substitute here, omega B is nothing but B inverse CB transport, the whole transport B. Omega B I have replaced with B inverse CB transport. Now you transport this is equivalent to B, it is equivalent to B CB transport whole transport, CB transport whole transport and B inverse transport multiplied by B is equivalent to B. CB transport whole transport is CB and is multiplied by B inverse transport is B inverse multiplied by B. We have calculated at the second point of the objective function that x is equal to CB inverse CB B inverse B, or else B inverse B is equal to XB. XB, the formula is XB is equal to B inverse B. So whatever the formula you recollect, CB into XB. What is CB into XB? It is nothing but maximize Zx from the simplex table. At the end of the simplex table, it is nothing but CB into XB. That is what we are calculating for every calculation of Z in the simplex table is nothing but CB into XB. That is the values of the basis. Values in the basis matrix only to be considered there. So therefore it is nothing but it is equivalent to be maximize Zx. This is the value of maximize is equal to this is equal to maximize Zx. So minimize, therefore minimize Z omega is equal to maximize Zx. B transport omega is equal to CBXB. What is B transport omega? Value of the objective function of dual linear programming problem. What is CBXB? Value of the objective function of the primal linear programming problem. Therefore, for primal LPP and dual LPP, the value of the objective functions are equal. So therefore, minimize Z omega is equal to maximize Zx. That values are equal. Values are equal, which in the sense that optimal solution of the optimum value of the dual linear programming problem also exists. So far, feasible solution exists. Constraints, non-negative restrictions. Now, minimum Z value objective function also existed for dual linear programming problem. Therefore, the primal LPP has, if the primal LPP has a finite optimum solution, then dual LPP also exists, has a finite optimum solution. It exists, it has a finite optimum solution, and the value of the objective function of both the value of the objective function of the both primal and dual are equal. Maximize Zx is equal to minimize Z omega. That is what we have proved at the end. This is what the theorem of the proof of this particular theorem. This is what plays very crucial role in proving in calculating the dual linear programming problem. That any particular primal, if it is given to you, if it is difficult, then you can consider dual LPP and you can solve the dual and you can give it the answer of the primal because values of the objective function are equal. Minimize Z omega is nothing but maximize Zx. Similarly, maximize Z omega is equal to minimize Zx, like that. So therefore, vice versa, the theorem is going to be proved. Therefore, if you consider any primal LPP, it has a final optimum solution, then respective dual also has a finite optimum solution. This is what the proof of the theorem, and the values of the objective function are also same. Each step lo rendu prove chesam gurtupettukondi. ఆప్టిమమ్ ఎగ్జిస్ట్ అయిందని ప్రూవ్ చేసాము, ఆప్టిమమ్ వాల్యూస్ ఈక్వల్ అని ప్రూవ్ చేసాము, రెండు ప్రూవ్ చేసాము. ఆప్టిమమ్ ఎక్కడ ప్రూవ్ చేశారని అడగండి. ఇంకోటి మినిమైజ్ Z omega is equal to maximize Zx. CBXB is equal to B transport omega. ఎంత క్లియర్ గా ప్రూవ్ చేసాము. We have proved very clearly. So that is what you have to catch the point. We have proved previously it is a feasible solution. Now we have proved the optimality. Optimal conditions, minimize Zx, maximize Z omega. Maximize Zx, minimize Z omega, both are equal in the sense that we have proved everything, both optimality and optimal conditions. Optimal condition and optimality, the values of the objective function are also equal. We have proved both. Hope you understand. Thank you.